Hello! I thought I would do a little sketchbook tour because I finished this sketchbook and I felt like sharing. It's more of like a diary type sketchbook, which is cool because when I look at it, it's like looking through all my memories. And the sketchbook was so perfect because it's so small, so I could literally just put it in my bum bag and take it everywhere with me, which was great. And yeah, it's just for fun and entertainment, not to be like really good or perfect or anything, which, I'm an advocate of your hobbies should be fun and don't have to necessarily be really good at them. But obviously, naturally, the more you do something, the better you'll get as well. But yeah, that's what this is. I hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. This is my sketchbook. I have on the front my sticker for my jewelry company, which a friend of mine designed. And I think it turned out really, really nicely. And yeah, let's just start. So here I have the receipt for when I bought this book, which was August 7th. So it took me about 2.5 months to finish this book. And here's just some smeared paint. So, first page, let's talk about the first page. This is horrible. I was on the train on my way to visit a friend, and there was this family sitting across from me, and oh, there's a bug. Hello. Um, yeah, the kids were just staring at the screen the whole time, so I wanted to draw them, but it just didn't turn out like I had in my mind at all. And then I tried to do it in a different style here, which, yeah, I just don't like this page. Here I was at my friend's, and she works in a cafe, so I just sat there while she worked and sketched the cafe a little bit. This next page is very random. I saw this on Pinterest or something and kind of sketched. It was a person, it was a picture. Just sketched the outlines. I quite like this one. This was also something I saw on Pinterest. Yeah. And then I was on the train again, so I drew kind of the stuff that I was seeing. Horrible. Horrible. This is horrible. I tried to redraw those babies, the kids, because I couldn't grasp that I wasn't able to do it, and this is just even worse. Let's just directly skip this. So here I was on a ferry to Denmark, and there were a bunch of people with different kinds of hats. So I drew all the people with their hats, and then drew the view from the top of the deck. Here I was at my friend Julie's house in Denmark, in Copenhagen, and we spent the evening watching handball because the Olympics were going on. And this is Julie, here's me sketching, and then yeah, her room and the handball. Here I tried to draw Julie, which this doesn't really look like her, but I still quite like the drawing. And then I drew her again in the bar that we were at. And then she drew me here. I really like this one. I think it turned out really cool. We were playing Sudoku, as per usual. Then the next day we went to a cafe and painted these random shapes, which was nice to do. This, I think I also saw something similar on Instagram with these big eyes and like the stars in the face. Don't remember what it was, but definitely saw something and wanted to draw the same. This day we were in a nature park and there were a bunch of minks, so I decided to draw the minks. Here I was now in Barcelona, and I was with my friend Tiasha. We were sitting outside in front of the Sagrada Familia, and I drew the lantern and like the house that was in front of us. And I had a fan with me that I brought from at home because I thought it would be nice to have a fan while in Spain, and I left it on the bench we were sitting at. It was literally like our first 5 hours in Barcelona and I lost it already. Next day, we were at the beach. This is an array of different things. So here were some people at the beach. There were some guys playing guitar, and yeah, people playing volleyball as well. I was trying to figure out what guitar chords the guys were playing because it sounded really cool, but I couldn't really figure it out. And then I wrote some stuff down because I was a little bit in my feelings that day. In a bunch of different languages because there were people speaking French but also Spanish. And then a bit later we were going to take a train to the mountains, and we were waiting for the train, and we got a really bitter coffee and some water, and we bought rain jackets because it was going to storm that night. So I just drew the table with the stuff. This was the next day when we were up in the mountains. We were in Montserrat, which was really, really nice. Can definitely recommend. And we took a little break in the little village, and I just sketched the wall that was in front of us. And then the next day we were back in Barcelona, and we went up to the Bunkers de Carmen. And yeah, sat there and I sketched this a bit. This one's kind of messy, but this is like the area where the people were hanging out. There's some people here. Here's the city, and then here was the ocean, and there were a bunch of boats as well. Here's more in my feelings stuff. So here I drew some flowers, I guess, and I let myself grow. I think this was after my trip. I had some little bit of growth happening and also feeling a bit lost. I think I also saw something similar on Pinterest or Instagram and got some inspo to draw this. Here's a bucket full of apples in my mom's house, our garden at my mom's house, and then some kind of bus connection that I needed to know. This I really don't like. I had a vision in my head. It didn't work how I wanted it to, but I tried. It's there, but I don't like this. Some clouds that I did for a YouTube video. This one I really like. This was a really nice morning. I got up and I went on a bike ride. I don't go on bike rides. I don't know why I had the impulse to go on a bike ride that morning, but it was really nice, and I drove over the border to France, to Großbliedersdorf, and sat and started sketching this and then finished it when I was at home. And I really like the way this turned out, and I really like the detail of the grass. This was for another video. This was random. I don't remember doing this, honestly. Here I was with another friend in Moritz in Metz. We went there for the day, and he drew me. He tried to draw me. I look a bit scary, and then he drew other stuff, but this is actually really nice. This was also for a YouTube video. This page, Paulina, my friend, came to visit, so I drew her. We were out on a little area where you can sit nearby in our city, and yeah, I just drew her on her phone. This was also in Metz. There were these little girls playing and sitting on a chair, so I drew them. And then I drew this random guy because Moritz asked how I draw people, and yeah, just drew that random guy to demonstrate. This one I also quite like. This was in Paris with Mona, and we went to her mom's favorite cafe in Paris, and it took us forever to find it, though. We couldn't find the spot that we were looking for, but when we got there we sat down and had some orange juice and a coffee, and I sat and sketched this for a while. There were people there as well, but I didn't draw the people. This was also in Paris. I drew the Eiffel Tower with the Olympic rings. We watched a bunch of ducks for a really long time, so I drew a duck and the water. This must have been someone's tattoo. I think I saw that I thought was really cute. And then this was like the scenery. There were hot air balloons and a train driving by. It looked straight up out of a Disney movie. And this guy drove by on a like motor wheel thing with a big boombox, and I thought it was funny, so I sketched him as well. Then Mona drew this after we were at the Grand Mosque, the Grand Mosque, which was nice. So she drew a little scenery from that. Here I wasn't feeling good. I was really down because I hurt my ribs, and it was really annoying me. I was like in a lot of physical pain, so I drew that, and then this random face. Oh, and then here's like a 10-page diary entry. Let's skip that and go to here. This was in Saarbrücken. I was sitting outside and sketched this woman that was sitting on her balcony, and a friend came by randomly and sat down with me, and we talked, and then he drew this little thunderbolt in here as well. Here I just glued a bunch of leftover paint that I had from my, I can't think of the word, the thing that you put your paint on. I scratched it all off and glued it in here, and I have a shopping list. I guess, I don't know, food and craft supplies. So here I was in Marseille with Paulina. We went to the Calanque du Sugiton, which was really, really nice. Can definitely recommend if you're in Marseille. So I drew the trees. I was laying down and I was looking up and there were trees. And then in the evening we went out to a bar and sat and had some drinks and a little dessert, which was like chili chocolate mousse. Yeah, we ordered it thinking it was chocolate mousse, and then it was like really spicy. I wasn't a big fan of it, Paulina liked it. And they also had this cool water bottle that looked like a fish, which was kind of the whole point of this drawing, because I wanted to draw that. The next day we went to Cours Julien, which is also really nice. It's like an artsy district in Marseille. And there was this dog sitting in front of the store, which was really cute. I can't draw animals, as you can see, but I wanted to capture the vibe. But I don't like this one very much, so I tried to really like focus on the background. And then this was the area outside we were sitting at, and then I just did some more shapes on the other page, and we just chilled there for a while. And then this I did when I was back home. I had taken some pictures, so I drew and painted the pictures that I took from the Calanque du Sugiton, and just stuck a bunch of stuff from the trip on this page. And I guess I wrote another little poem. Le vent est fort et j'ai un peu froid, attendre, 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 toujours je ne sais pas. Means the wind is strong, I'm a little bit cold, wait, 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 I always don't know. I guess I could translate what I wrote in Barcelona as well. Crowded beaches, blazing sun, la musique française, en la playa español, no puedo olvidarme de ti como hemos disfrutado el sol. So crowded beaches, blazing sun, French music, and the Spanish beach. I can't forget about you, and how we enjoyed the sun. Okay, so that's translated now as well. Where were we? Here. Here I went to a cafe in the city to write a paper for uni. Ended up not doing that. I ended up calling a friend and talking for like 2 hours and drawing. Procrastination at its finest. But yeah, I just drew the cafe. Pretty simple. Here, I don't like this one at all either. I was at the train station in Saarbrücken. waiting for the train. So I drew the train that was there and painted it later because I thought it would make it better. Then this I painted one evening. I was feeling a bit weird, and when I feel weird, I like to just kind of paint random shapes and kind of throw color onto a paper. And I also like painting these kind of figure things, especially if I'm feeling weird inside my being, inside my body. I usually gravitate towards this kind of stuff. And I like this one. Here I was trying to design a tattoo for another friend, for Tina. This day it was really heavily raining, and I went for a walk with my little umbrella, and I saw myself in the mirror and I was dressed like all black and it looked like a cartoon character, so I drew me in all black in the rain and then different types of umbrellas. Here I was at an event which was really nice. It was in the forest, because where the forest is, they were going to build parking lots near our university, and there were a bunch of events and protests against that, and this was kind of one of them. So it was in the area where the people were occupying the forest, and there was a little fire, and it was for anyone who wants to come sketch and jam and hang out. So I went there and I sketched this. And then the week after that, I went on a walk by myself in the forest and drew what there was. There were a bunch of mushrooms. This was like a little opening, kind of. And then I saw this crazy caterpillar. Yeah, it was like really furry and pink. It was really cool. It's called Buchenstreckfußraupe in German. And it's not poisonous. Here I was watching MTV Downtown, and there was this like cool image in the show, so I tried to redraw that, which doesn't look like it. And I drew Serena also. Then the rest of this sketchbook is going to fill up pretty quick because I was absolutely sick, and all I saw for the past 10 days was my room. So I naturally drew my room in big detail. So this is my room. I drew some fish. And then here's another diary entry. I closed that up and drew a face and some flowers. Another face and some butterflies and some mountains, because that's where I wanted to be and not sick in my bed. And then I got really into the faces, and I tried to draw 2 more faces with a little bit of perspective, which they're okay, they're alright, but I've really gotten rusty at drawing faces, I think. It's something I want to practice a bit again more. I was really doing it a lot for a while, but haven't in a really long time. I've just been drawing more like scenery sketches like you've been seeing. So that was actually kind of fun and interesting to play around with, even if the end result is, yeah, okay. Here I drew my bedside table and this face. I thought that would maybe disappear if I paint over it, but it's still there. So let's just ignore that. But yeah, my bedside table was Sudoku, my lamp, some toilet paper, honey lemon ginger tea, pens, and my medicine. Then I painted this when I was also feeling a bit like stuck, wanted to do something. I felt like a bit isolated. I was watching Love is Blind while drawing this, I remember that. And then this I did yesterday and this morning, so let's go in the sun again for this last little bit. There. That is better. So, yeah, yesterday I finally felt better and I went on a walk, and it was so pretty outside. All the colors are like orange and red and yellow, so I drew the little passageway with all the trees, and also these people were in front of me, and this guy had like a bright blue jacket on, but it matched the car that was right next to him, and the woman had this green jacket on, which was exactly the color of the house, which was funny, so I sneakily took a picture of them, and then drew this. And then I drew the clouds, because there were a lot of clouds. And then I added this also today, from my walk today. There were a bunch of pretty flowers and pretty colors outside. And yeah, that is it. That is the sketchbook finished. Very small, very cute, not too crazy. Thank you for watching and hanging out with me, chatting, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye.